All right, so the first one to bisect a line, you have your straight line regardless of the length of the line. We have the left side highlighted, the right side highlighted, and you need to draw two arcs. So you take your compass, um, and we're going to draw a curve here. Now, the thing about this curve is you want it to be a little more than halfway, okay? So this situation is one where the length of the line. I hearing you, Jacoby. There's a problem? Or does you, Lynch? Jaden, does you? What's going on? All right, just mute the mics and pay attention. So I'm going to draw this arc here at 50, or that circle there at 50, and I'm going to reproduce it again. Another 50. Do you see where these arcs meet? Do you okay. So I'm now going to trim this off. And the reason for this is because when you are constructing, we only need where they meet. How did I get these arcs? Or what is the measurement of these arcs? What did I open the compass to for these marks, these arcs here? I think I put it at about 50. So the key is that you make sure that is the same measurement on both sides. And where they meet, you have two new points. There's a point here. Where they meet here is a point. I'll just make that yellow or text. And where they meet at the bottom is another point. So all you need to do now is to connect them to one another. And when we connect these points to one another, they would have bisect this line here specifically in half. Do you understand that so far? Let's try it here with a different line, this slanted line that is here. So what do I do to bisect this line? No, I only use radius 50, but it just needs to be close to the other side. You can actually do it to the other side. So just now I stretched it to the other side. And then all you do is connect the two of these together. So this line would split directly between the two of them. Any comments or any questions on that? Are we clear? All right, so that's the first one, how to bisect a line. So if I ask you to do this, I would expect that you trim it, you clean it up the way that I'm cleaning it up here now. I just want to see the arcs. Those are the constructions that I need. All right, so let's go over here to, we have a line here at, let's say 70. And for this, we're going to divide this line into equal parts. So even though this line is at 70, you can split it down through, you can divide it like using a calculator. But for geometry, you need to use construction. So you always want a point to the left, a point to the right. If I'm going too fast, let me know. You realize that this point here is off, right?
Yes, sir.
So we are then going to draw a line going down here at any angle. What angle is this line here at? Good. But the thing is that this line here could be at any angle. Jacoby, you following me so far? So no. Let's say we wanted to divide this line here into 7 parts, 7 equal parts. You would then take your compass or the circle and you just try to draw a small circle. It could be any measurement. Let me put it here at 5. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this all the way down. So just watch as I trim off 2 pieces of it first. Because we just want an arc. Do you understand how I drew that little arc there just now? Alright, so I copy it from here. How many parts I am dividing this line into? So how many arcs do you think I should have here? Good. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to delete the last one. So we have our 7 points here. Then the last thing that we do, you extend the 7th one, the last one, to the end of the line. CXC may give you a question asking you what is the correct procedure or method of dividing a line into equal parts. Many times people do not connect this last point first. They connect the first point. But the key thing here is that the reason why you want to connect that last point first is because it gives you the correct angle. The angle from point to point, from this X here to that one there. So watch me as I copy the rest now. Copy. So I'm copying it at the same angle and you're just carrying it up. Do you understand that so far?
Yes, sir.
Looks difficult or is it clear? Alright, so the third one here that we're going to look at, and you would note that I'm recording the session. The third one here we're going to do is how to divide a line using a ratio. Now, what a ratio is, a ratio gives you a portion of something to another thing. So you might have one value on one side and another value on another. So suppose we're going to use here a ratio of 3 to 2. So the ratio here is 3 to 2. Suppose I said to divide a line using this ratio of 3 to 2. Everybody understands that ratio?
Yes.
All right, let me draw this line here at 50. Any measurement? And we do the same thing from before. You would extend a second line from it going down at any angle. What angle is this supposed to be? Any angle, okay? Any. So I take my radius now and I just open it to a small measurement, okay? And from here, I want to just trim it off so that I can have the curve. Now, what's the ratio again?
3 to 2.
3 to 2. So the first number here is 3. So I'll copy this. And I'll copy it from the center. That's one arc. This is the second arc here. This is the third arc. So I have now put 3 there. Now, because the ratio is 3 to 2, I still have to make more arcs. How many more arcs do I have to make?
Go on.
So 1, 2. Are these arcs different measurements or are they the same measurements?
Same measurement.
Good. So because they're the same measurements, that allows us to divide this line into the ratio. Which line do you think I need to connect over here? The first point or the last point?
What is it?
Which of these points, which of the points over here, do you think that I need to connect to the end of this line here? The first point, the third point, or the last point? Okay, good. So we connect the last point here to the line, and then what do I do next? What do I do from? Do I need to do it for each, or am I only doing it for the ratio? Do I need to do it for each? Hmm? Remember this question. This question is that we're dividing a line using a ratio. So am I dividing it into equal parts, or am I using the ratio? So the ratio is 3 to 2. So I will only have a line for 3, and I will only have a line here for 2. So I copy this line, and I have it here by 3, and this line up here, our original yellow line, has a ratio of 3 on this side and 2 on the other. All right, do you understand that so far?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's the beginning. We're gonna go in now to, well, let me take a look at the textbook first to show you where this is so you can get that assistance you need. Now, a lot of the things here that you have to revise, and the textbook is not on here. All right, I guess I'll upload it again. I'm gonna add more files to this. So remember, you can right click to open it in a new tab, and you can also download it. So when you take a look at the beginning of this book, all of this geometric drawing is what we're doing. So what I was just showing you, basic constructions. From here, we're going to construct angles, okay? So they explain how to do scales, and then they give you, remember that I did this just now to bisect a line?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we also, well, I did not construct the perpendicular, but we're gonna go into angles now. So the next part here is, an angle is where two lines meet. And this is a basic geometry that you need before you can construct polygons or low key. So I'm just gonna make an angle here, but I am gonna construct it. So to construct this angle, I'm gonna place a point here at anywhere on the line, and I'm gonna construct a 90-degree angle. You following me so far?
What is it?
I said I'm going to construct a 90-degree angle. So I can just click the middle and I can draw this up. You realize that this angle that I just drew, but I did not construct it. So let me do it again over here and let me construct it this time. Now what CXC will do is CXC may give you a drawing of the construction and they may ask you if it is the correct construction. So to construct a 90, this is very easy. You want the radius, you just draw a circle, any measurement. You make sure that the circle passes the horizontal line. So where it hits that line, you're going to do two more circles or two more arcs. One from here. Let me put this at 30. Not sure how big that is. 30 is huge. Let me put it at 20 then. 20 is still big. So let me put it at, yeah. All right, so I think I just did that at 13. Well, 15 would have been good. Let me do another 13. So the thing is that you want it even on the left side and the right side. Now, do you see where the two of those arcs meet here?
Yes, sir.
You then connect that down to this point. So you would have your 90-degree angle in here based on the construction that was done. So let me just check it to see what the angle is. See, it's 90. Any questions or any comments on that? All right, so we're just going to construct two more. Let's construct a 60. So I just choose a point that I'm going to start. I draw a curve, my radius. Do you see where that curve hits the horizontal line? We then copy it and just draw a second one. So where the two of these curves meet, if we connected these two lines together, we would have a 60-degree angle. So let's check to see if that yellow angle there is correct. See a 60? All right, so we just constructed a 90, we just constructed a 60. Any questions or any comments?
No, sir.
All right, Jacoby, you following me clearly?
Yes, sir.
All right, so the last thing we're gonna do here with these angles, there are other angles that we can construct, but I'm only gonna show you these two. I'm first gonna tidy them up. So I'm gonna leave that one like that. I'm gonna tidy up this second one. And so we know our angles. Now the last thing we're gonna do, this here is a 90. We are going to bisect this angle. So this is it's a very simple thing to do, but it's a foundational skill that you need. Remember that we bisected lines earlier. To bisect an angle, you're just going to draw an arc that touches both lines or both sides of the angle. You can see that arc there clearly.
Yes, sir.
What do you think we'll do from here? this arc hits this line at two places. It hits it here at the bottom. It also hits it over here. So we want to produce two new arcs over this side. And these can be at X. I hear you.
So now we're not marking and come back.
Yeah. Let me just do it a little smaller. I just did it at 10, radius 10. And I'm going to clean this one up first because it can get a little confusing. And where those two arcs meet, remember where these arcs came from. These arcs, I'll just change the layer so you can see the difference. These two arcs came from these 2 points. And we just connect it to the middle of the angle. So this 90-degree angle would now be bisected. So let's take a look and see what the angle is. See, it's 45. And half of 90 is 45. So that construction we did is correct. Do you follow me so far? All right, and the last one here, the last one we'll do before we break. We just do our curve. Same thing here again. I'll do this at radius 5. Radius 5. Where the two of them meet, you connect them back to the center. And this line bisected this angle here. Is that clear?
Yes.
All right, so we looked at bisecting angles while constructing and bisecting angles. We looked at how to bisect a line. We looked at how to divide a line into equal parts and also how to divide a line using a ratio.